So yeah, this review is kind of not at all a big deal. Did I do it right? Anchorman: The Legend Continues is the sequel to the very popular Anchorman, and it's basically you just follow Will Ferrell or Ron Burgundy on his adventures. They're starting a 24-hour news network, and he gets asked to be one of the anchors on it. So he gets his team back together and they go to New York, and hilarity, and I mean hilarity, ensues. Going into this movie, I was pretty excited because the first Anchorman, the first time I watched it, I was like, oh, that's an okay movie, it's pretty funny. But as you watch it more and more, it gets funnier and funnier. It's one of those movies that just gets funnier as you watch it more and more. So my hype was gradually building for this movie. The trailers seemed pretty funny. It had a concept that seemed like it wouldn't be a carbon copy of the original. I was still apprehensive because it's a comedy sequel and those generally don't seem to work out too well. But I still was hoping that would be funny, and this movie is freaking hilarious. This is one of the funniest movies, if not the funniest movie I've seen all year. Will Ferrell is just great in these movies. Ron Burgundy is one of my favorite characters of his. Paul Rudd and Steve Carell, they're both back as well, and they're hilarious, especially Steve Carell. He has moments in this movie that just killed me. He was so good in this movie. Other people have smaller roles. There's a lot of cameos, especially by near the end. There's this giant sequence of cameos that is just, I couldn't handle it. It was amazing. I loved every second of it. And overall, this movie just had me laughing consistently and just kept pounding it. It was great. And that morely is attributed to the first half, because I want to talk about that. The first half of this movie seems like it had a lot more jokes and it was more consistent with it. The second half of the movie slows down a bit and it becomes more cartoony. Yeah, it has to be cartoony. That's the way it has to be, because this movie turns to very just zany, weird things that happen in the second half, and I don't think they're bad things. I still laughed. They were really funny, but the movie has more of a space between jokes in the second half of the movie, it seemed, at least to me. The first half was just non-stop laughing, and basically none of the jokes missed. Kristen Wiig's in the movie, and if you know me, I don't like Kristen Wiig. She's not funny. I don't like her, but in this movie, she did not get on my nerves, and I say that as a good thing, because that's just about all I can hope from her in movies. She didn't get on my nerves. She was only in like 3 to 4 scenes, so that was okay. She didn't really say anything that made me laugh, but she was fine. She gave Steve Carell some good lines to work with. One thing I can appreciate about this movie is it seemed like all the people who were making it were having a blast making it. It's not one of those things where it seems like, oh, the actors are just there for their paychecks and they just want to get out of there. No, this movie seems like everyone is there because they want to have fun, and it seemed like a lot of this movie was improv as well, because they talked about how they have a second cut of the movie that they might release and has all different jokes. A lot of it did seem like improv, and you could even tell in a few scenes, because you could almost see some of the actors kind of laughing in it, but you know, that didn't bother me. It was funny. I was laughing, so I didn't have a problem with that. The second half slows down a bit, but honestly, with problems with this movie, I really can't think of any. I just had a blast with this movie. I was laughing all the way through consistently. All the actors really seemed like they wanted to be there. It was so much fun. It did kind of, in a way, copy the plot of the first movie, but that's a minor thing that didn't bother me that much. I was just having a blast, so I'm gonna give Anchorman 2. Before I do this, it seems like to me that I've just been giving out A's and A+'s on this channel for a while. That's only because I haven't seen that many movies since like the start of November. If I had seen more movies, I'm sure I would have had some that I didn't like that much, but I just have been avoiding it because I don't have the time to go see every single movie right now. But Anchorman 2, I have to give an A, because I can see myself watching this movie over and over and over again. I actually think it's better than the first one, by the way. The first one I had some problems with, but this one I just thought was just great all the way through. So what'd you guys think of Anchorman 2? Did you enjoy it? Did you not enjoy it? Which movie do you like better, the first or the second one? Write beautiful comments down there and tell me what you think, and if you like this video, hit that subscribe button down there, because if you don't, Brick will throw his trident at you.